Students, here we are continuing with part 3 of pituitary hormones, pituitary gland secretion. And we have already seen other hormones including growth hormone, thyroid hormone, adrenal hormone, how these are secreted by anterior lobe of pituitary. Now let us talk on gonadotrophins. Gonadotrophins can be divided into two hormones. One is follicle stimulating hormone and another one is the luteinizing hormone. Now these two hormones are secreted by anterior pituitary gland. Just before puberty, two gonadotrophins are secreted in gradually increasing amounts by the anterior pituitary gland. Now both these hormones, FSH and LH, are secreted gradually, and this secretion increases amount by amount by anterior pituitary gland as per their growth and as per their need. Now its stimulation is due to gonadotrophin releasing hormone, that is GnRH, or luteinizing releasing hormone from hypothalamus and follicle stimulating hormone releasing hormone from this hypothalamus. These are released target to the pituitary gland, and pituitary gland secretes follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. How FSH and LH are secreted? Follicle stimulating hormone releasing hormone secreted by hypothalamus, which targets to the anterior pituitary, as a result of which follicle stimulating hormone secretion takes place. And luteinizing hormone releasing hormone, this targets to anterior pituitary and release of luteinizing hormone takes place. Follicle stimulating hormone releasing hormone and luteinizing releasing hormone combinedly can be called as luteinizing hormone releasing hormone also. Rising level of these hormones during puberty responsible for enhancing the maturation of reproductive organ and helps in the reproductive activities. For reproductive activities, essential hormone is follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone is. Now, gonadotrophin is a combination of a follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, just I said earlier. Let us focus first on FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. In case of both male and female, FSH stimulates the production of gametes, that is ova in case of female and sperm in case of male. These activities, formation of these gametes, is due to follicle stimulating hormone. FSH acts over ovary and helps in the formation of ova. FSH acts on the testes and responsible for the formation of spermatozoa. Let us talk about luteinizing hormone, that is LH. In case of a female, LH and FSH stimulate the secretion of estrogen and progesterone from the corpus luteum during the menstrual cycle. In 28-day cycle of a female, LH and FSH plays very important role. It is responsible for stimulation of and secretion of estrogen and progesterone. When there is rise in the level of estrogen and progesterone in the blood, LH and FSH formation, it is suppressed by negative feedback mechanism and stop over the release of luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone that works. In case of males, luteinizing hormone, it is again also called as interstitial cell stimulating hormone or interstitial cell stimulated releasing hormone ICSH. It stimulates the interstitial cells to secrete testosterone. These interstitial cells are nothing but Leydig cells. These Franz Leydig is a name of scientist who first of all invented these cells. So the name to these interstitial cells given as a Leydig cells. See here, this is nothing but a flow chart or a diagram where positive and negative feedback mechanism you can see. Here it is hypothalamus region. This releasing hormone, that is GnRH, released by hypothalamus, it targets to the pituitary, anterior pituitary, and as a result of which formation of secretion of LH and FSH takes place, which targets to this ovary in case of a female. Now here, due to LH and FSH, there is formation of estrogen and progesterone and testosterone in male. Estrogen and progesterone formation takes place, which helps to maintain the female reproductive cycle or menstrual cycle, and whenever level of these hormones is low, at that time positive feedback mechanism works and release of LH and FSH takes place, which helps in proper maintaining of ovarian cycle. Now this is about the secretion of LSH and FSH which helps in the formation of ova and maintaining menstrual cycle in case of female. Same is the case whenever FSH and LH level in the bloodstream that drops down, at that time positive feedback mechanism works and formation and secretion of LH FSH takes place, which targets to the testes, as a result of which formation of spermatozoa, or these two hormones are responsible to promote process of spermatogenesis. When level of these hormones in the bloodstream rises, at that time negative feedback mechanism works and there is a stop in the secretion of GnRH, and which results into the drop in the level of LH and FSH secretion. Now let us talk about posterior pituitary gland and its hormones which are secreted. Now these posterior pituitary hormones are synthesized in the nerve cell. We know it is also called as neurohypophysis because it is in the neural connection with it is directly connected neurally. Now posterior pituitary hormones are synthesized in the nerve cells bodies, transported along the axons and stored in the vesicles within the axon terminals and in the posterior pituitary gland. Nerve impulses from hypothalamus, which triggers the exocytosis of vesicles of this pituitary gland, and as a result of which hormone of posterior pituitary release takes place. Now this happens due to the nerve endings, nerve terminals, which helps in secretion of these hormones. Axon terminal release these two hormones within the posterior pituitary gland. Two hormones, namely oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone, that is also called as vasopressin. These two hormones are secreted by posterior pituitary gland or neurohypophysis. See here the mechanism by which the release of these two hormones takes place. Here are the neurons and here nothing but the axon which containing the hypothalamic hormones, that is ADH and oxytocin. These are the pituitaries. Here it targets and responsible for the secretion of antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. Now, what oxytocin is? It also called as anti-stress hormone. Now, this oxytocin, it is produced, it is formed both in male and female. Its main physiological role seems to take place in the female. Its major role can be observed in the female. It is stress hormone, no doubt at all. In female, oxytocin involved in the number of important physiological actions. First one, it helps in stimulation of contraction of the uterus. Now, when there is parturition, delivery, at that time, contraction of uterus, contraction of myometrium wall of uterus, that is due to oxytocin. Again, it helps to stimulate the contraction of myoepithelial cells that eject milk from the breast. Now, when child suckles, at that time, oxytocin that is released, and it again helps in the contraction of myoepithelial cells, which helps in ejection of milk from the breast. Again, in the uterine muscle contraction, sensory stretch receptors in the uterine cervix region stimulate the release of oxytocin, because when baby comes out during process of parturition, at that time release of oxytocin takes place. It again helps in stimulation of the more forceful contraction of cervix, because when baby delivers, at that time force is required, so this is provided by oxytocin. As the baby head is forced further downwards, that means to relieve the stress and to maintain all these things, oxytocin plays very important role. It is also used clinically for the induction of labor. Induction of labor is by means of this oxytocin. Milk ejection, suckling by a child that generates sensory impulses that are transmitted from the breast to the hypothalamus. Suckling phenomenon that helps in giving signal to this hypothalamus. These impulses trigger release of oxytocin from the posterior pituitary gland. The suckling signals, impulses are triggered, and which helps in the release of oxytocin from the posterior pituitary gland. Oxytocin stimulates the contraction of milk ducts. The milk ducts are stimulated by oxytocin and myoepithelial cells for ejection of milks. Suckling also inhibits the release of prolactin inhibiting hormone, prolonging prolactin secretion and lactation. See again role of oxytocin. Antidiuretic hormone, main effect of this hormone is to reduce urine output. That is, diuresis is the production of large amount of urine. Therefore, it is called as antidiuretic. It prevents formation of large amount of urine. Its secretion is determined by osmotic pressure by circulating osmoreceptors in the blood. Water intake is increased greater than decrease in this antidiuretic hormone, increase in urine output. See the sequence. Decrease in water intake, it is again by means of antidiuretic hormone. Increase in the DIADH, that means when there is increase in the antidiuretic hormone, decrease in the water intake takes place, and as a result of which increased ADH leads to decreased water intake and decrease in urine output also. It acts as distal convoluted tubules and collecting duct of nephrons of kidneys. That means nephrons of kidneys that works in guidance of antidiuretic hormone. It is also called as vasopressin. Higher water concentration increases the volume and pressure of your blood. So vasopressin raises blood pressure by constricting the blood vessel. So this is nothing but a mechanical